Welcome to Divine Honey Podcast. I am your host, your friend, Tamika Johnson.
And I am your other host and friend, Tim Johnson.
If this is your first if this is your first time tuning in, welcome. This show is about human experiences. This includes thought-provoking conversations and our Divine Honey guests sharing stories about love, life, journey, and purpose. If you're watching live or on the replay and you feel inspired, show some love in the chat. This is your inspirational podcast.
Tap in with us.
Tap, tap, tap in.
Tap in with us.
How are you, brother?
I'm well. I'm doing well. A little tired today. We did an event yesterday and did an event yesterday all day, and then I went and had a couple of beverages with a couple of the homies afterwards, which was cool. But it takes a lot out of you when you. I had to go to work yesterday at 6:30 a.m. So it was a long day.
Yeah, I did see Bree, she posted your event and I saw my nephew having a ball. I did love seeing that. Like he was just in the mix. He's actually a good dribbler. I seen him dribbling the basketball.
Yeah, he's learning quite a bit, which is awesome. You know, love that about him. But other than that, he runs, jumps, kicks, does whatever.
Yeah, I just told you the story beforehand. What his son, with my nephew, Kingston said to his aunt. Tim gave him the phone while he was doing something outside. My nephew puts his face up to the phone and he goes, "You're not my aunt."
He did not say that,
He
bro.
did. Why do you always say he's not saying stuff that he's saying?
No, he might have said it in all honesty.
No, he said it in all honesty. This
Yeah,
man told me I was not his aunt. I said, Kingston, I am your aunt. Don't say that.
yeah, it's possible. He's a different kind of cat. He might have said something.
And then I see on Instagram he's like hugging people, letting them hold him. I don't know, that stuff be making me mad. I don't know why. I'd be mad.
You'll be all right. I think it's more so. It might be a little different just because um, he looks so like. I'm trying to figure out how to explain this. So like when people like look like closer to me, he gets with them right away. Or if they're
Mm-hmm.
like blonde hair, blue eyed, like Brienne, he taps in with them right away. So he's a sour patch kid for real.
He be doing me and his and JoJo dirt. He does us dirty, particularly us. And JoJo has watched him, like has had him.
Yeah, I think I mean he's going to get older and be with you. You know, just you gotta give it some time. He knows who you are, TT. You know.
Oh, well, I'm gonna pinch him when I see him. But he did say when I come he wanted cupcakes, so he switched it up because we've been doing cookies. But y'all got to find something to do. Like you guys can't be there because that's the only time he will be attentive.
What are the days you're coming here again?
The 30th, December 13th through December 30th.
All right.
Because that's it. But yes. Well, all is well over here. It's still 90 degrees here. I went to Run Club this morning.
How's that?
It was good. I mean, I walked, but it was good.
Bro, do you ever try to run at Run Club?
I jog a little. I did jog a little because I was trying to get back. I was tired of it. Was the sun was beaming, so I do jog a little. I just don't. I mostly walk, but I did jog on the way back.
Okay.
Um,
Really cool. Do you set a
yeah,
goal for yourself to like pace out running, jogging?
I need to. I was doing that. Like I was doing there was a week where I did, you know how you run, walk, jog for walk. What was that? Jogging for walk for 1 minute, jog for 3 minutes. Walk for 1 minute, jog for 3 minutes. I was
There
doing
you go.
that.
So why did you stop?
I got a lazy child.
Stop the cap.
I did. But I have some good news for this week. You know, I was teetering between like these 3 pounds. I finally got out of that and I dropped down one below those pounds I was going back and forth for. Hey, I'm getting there. It's hard.
Come on, bro. You ain't even got nothing to do.
How do you know what I got to do?
Cause you always calling me. So shit, I know.
Tim, I don't. I called you like once. I text you, and you didn't even like acknowledge my text. But that's neither here nor there.
You're good, bro.
It don't even matter.
You're
But
good, bro.
well, let's get into these current events.
Let's
I know
do
you
it.
like sports. Let's get into your sports.
Yeah, the World Series is on and popping, which is dope. You dig? Shout out to the Dodgers for holding it down. It's been exciting to see that. I actually got into an argument with some of the folks over at the barbershop about it. So I'm glad to see that they're up 2-0. I was about to text the barbers yesterday, but I was like, let me make sure the Dodgers get up to like they're up 2-0, so let me make sure they get up to like a 3-0 lead before I start to talk that noise for they lose. You dig? I don't want to manifest that energy and have it come back to me. NBA's back in full swings, which is dope. You know, the NFL is already popping, so things are well on the sports side. There's always something to watch. I mean, we don't really even watch a lot of sports because Kingston's butt wants to watch something wild, so I can't even enjoy sports. And I got to get a new TV for downstairs in the basement.
Wait, why? That's a big TV. Is it broken?
Yeah.
Oh man, y'all just waste money in y'all house, huh?
They said, let's get into sports. The Indiana Fever head coach was fired today. That is
Oh,
tragic. Why was she fired? I don't,
I didn't know. Shay, tell us why she
yeah,
got fired.
what happened to her?
And then we might have to come back to this also when we get more, and discuss this next week. Tim likes to antagonize my friends about the WNBA. He will send me stuff that says, show your friends.
Well, you saw Caitlin Clark was rookie of the year and first team all WNBA. So I mean, that speaks for itself. It is what it is. Dang, that sucks though. Shout out to that lady, man. Hopefully she can
Yeah.
find a new job so she ain't out here hurting.
Okay. Well, Shay, come back next week because then we can get into it.
Oh, she's the sixth coach that's been fired this month. Sheesh. Why they firing everybody in the
Oh, she's
WNBA?
not. And then what did?
That ceiling
Sorry,
went up. I'm telling you, they made a lot of money this year. The last 2 years, really, but they made a lot of money
sixth
this
coach.
year. Sixth coach to be fired in the last month. Yeah. So.
Did you see the pod? Have you seen the clip with the podcast with Angel Reese and Shaq?
I haven't seen that one.
Okay, so whatever. I guess they're talking, and he said something that to the sort, she was on the wilding out, and
Yeah.
he said, if you wore those little shorts that you wore, and she was kind of like, right. While you're playing the game, you could sell more T-shirts, but it was kind of like, I was like, some people were like, what's the big deal? Look, mind you,
time and place.
Well, but look at it from this perspective. As I'm gonna give you a woman's perspective. She's very young. So let's say we have like somebody, Shaq is like a mentor. He's like,
Right.
And it seems like they have like that type of relationship. And so you feel safe and comfortable.
Sure.
When stuff like that is said, you're kind of like, you know what I mean? Because that's an older male figure that you kind of look at as mentor type. Right. And then when they're saying something kind of sexualized, it does throw you off, and now it's in your head. Like you
Right.
can't even reverse it back. That's the stuff I'm just saying, like on women's side, the stuff that we kind of have to deal with. I was a little disappointed. I was like, she was trying to like,
Cut him off from saying it.
yeah, like don't go there. And plus, and I saw a comment. Someone said, "Well, she needs to be held accountable for what she's wearing." Y'all need to calm down with that. Um, First of all, that's what she wasn't wearing that at her job by any means. This is an event, and stop policing what people wear. Have some self-control. That's just weird to me. But yeah, that would have been kind of disappointing.
Yeah, I feel like it's a dress
Very
is always one of those like subjective things where some folks are like, it's liberation, it's like liberating, it is freeing for me to express myself some way. And you got others that are like, cover it up, dress more conservative. And you got men who are just like
mm-hmm.
here for it, not knowing how to do or not to do, just because it gets real sticky. You can get down a slippery slope real fast with when it comes to dress. So
Mm-hmm.
good luck to
I
y'all.
think
I'm glad I don't got
right,
it.
like it. But then it gets into this too. There was a thing going around, like HBCUs. They had their homecomings, and the aunties got online talking about like how the women were dressed, how the girls were dressed. I thought, hey, I thought the way they described it, I thought they was naked. They had little skirts on and crop tops.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I
I'm
think
telling
we
you,
all
everybody got
forget
an
that
opinion.
I think we all forget, like at a certain age, we forget we were young and it's subjective. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like have respect or dignity or class according to whom?
That's what I'm saying.
Right. And like yeah, according to whom?
Right.
You know.
That's why
So
it's a slippery slope when it comes to
it's a
dress.
slippery. And then if you want to say with someone wearing less clothing, does it bring on assault or things like that? Look, people get assaulted fully clothed. So
And then you got that is actually a really good point, because I think people do forget about that. It would be an interesting statistic just to track that, but
mhm.
women are getting assaulted clothed or not clothed. So that
Does it
is um
right.
oh, I lost my thought.
Let me see what just the key. She said it's when people's beliefs are so strong it starts to feel like fact rather than opinion.
Right.
100%, 100%.
Oh, I know what I was about to say. I think it also goes into like the size too, because I think a lot of times we forget about we get into the argument about the dress code, but depending on like how like voluptuous a woman is, like if you had a
Mm,
skinny girl with like less curves was wearing the same thing as more of a curvy woman, more people have an opinion about what the curvy girl is wearing versus what
oh,
the skinny girl is wearing, and they got on the same outfit.
yeah. I'm glad you brought that up. There was something else that went viral about there was a teacher. She was fully covered. She's just curvy. There's nothing. She's just curvy. She looked good, but she got a lot of backlash. She was
Hmm.
fully covered. Come on, y'all.
Yeah, we got to do
So
better.
I'm glad you brought up that point.
Got to do better,
Yeah,
y'all. Got to do better.
she said, "Oh, Jessica at Heart says, yeah, that happens all the time in schools too for dress code."
Hmm.
So yeah, I think I like what Bree said about when people's beliefs are so strong, it starts to feel like fact rather than opinion. And then I noticed, like in my age bracket, I think this goes whatever generation, we start to get super judgmental.
Oh, facts.
Oh, when we were young, I want to say when y'all was young, I knew a lot of promiscuous people. Lots. Y'all did a lot of stuff. Yes, it was a different time. There wasn't no social media, but y'all, there was people sleeping around, doing
They
drugs,
had the
doing
freak tapes. Didn't they have the freak tapes?
right.
Come on now.
Yeah, like it's just like just don't be a hypocrite. You know what I mean?
That's all. People are going to mature at their own time. Let it be.
Right. And then if you're wondering, like when we're talking about people of different generations, the younger people, all this stuff, I think sometimes just having those conversations of where someone's head is instead of assuming. Remember that used to be done to us. Look, I'm 40 now, I'm considered an old head.
Yeah, you were OG.
I'm not, no.
You were OG. You were OG, kinfolk.
Look, I'm one of those people who refuses to age. But aging is a wonderful thing because there's only two choices. You either get older or you're in the ground.
Right.
That's all you got. So
And take care of your health.
for sure. Take care of your mental health too.
All of it. All things health related. Take care of it.
I have a question for you. What do you think about the Lebron and Bronny thing?
Oh, I thought it's dope. I shared it on my IG the day after. I thought it was beautiful, man. Like, ain't nothing better than that. Like, truly, ain't nothing better than that. That's like I guess in my generation, that's like probably one of the coolest things I've ever, like, I got to witness is someone from the culture was able to, from my culture, was able to put someone else on at the highest stage. And it just happens to be his child, his own child.
Mm-hmm.
I think developmentally, Bronny's going to get there. I don't know if developmentally he's there right now, but he'll get there before the end of the season for sure because he's a competitor and he's a learner. And he's still, he had to sit out dang near a whole year because of his heart. He had something wrong with his heart when he was at USC.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think it's dope that, I mean, the family's already rich. Like that's generational wealth. And then the youngest son will be up there soon enough. I think he's going into a senior year of high school, senior year of high school. So, I mean, Brown will probably retire after this year, to be honest.
Right.
It's going to be surprising to see like how many games he actually will play. Because Bron, 38, I think 38.
Yeah, that's
39 years old. Let me see real quick. I think he's like 38, 39 years
in
old.
the NBA life. That's pretty.
That's very old. And he just put up a triple-double last night.
Ooh. I actually
39 years old, buddy. 39.
Okay. So it's time for him to chill out.
Yeah, his body gonna hurt. His body is gonna hurt because he's already 6'9", like he's tall already, but he's still dominating though. Like he's still doing his thing at 39.
Yeah.
It's still like truly like this is like one of the. I don't know if we'll ever have a talent like LeBron James while we're alive on now. My man came into the league at 18 years old. Number 1 draft pick at 18. Damn near has every NBA record. Couple of championship rings. And now the biggest feat is now he's playing with his son. And he's still playing at a high level because usually there has been father-son duos in the NBA, but then that father is still not playing at like a high level. Bron is still playing at a high level at 39.
This is what I don't know. They kept saying something about the G League. What is that? I don't even know what that is.
It's like the developmental league. So like you have, like in baseball, you have like the minor leagues.
Oh, gotcha.
That's what the G League is like for the NBA. So sometimes you have players that get drafted to a G League team who then can make it up to the NBA. Sometimes the NBA team will draft someone and then put them down to the G League just for more development. So every NBA team has a G League feeder. And then sometimes you got players with two-way contracts that are playing in the G League, but then also going up to play in the NBA. So it's pretty cool.
Is that what Bronny has to do?
No, Bron's playing. He just played. He's playing.
Yeah, but okay. This is what they were saying. He should be in the G League.
Yeah, they think a lot of people think. Like I said, that's what I was saying. He still needs to like some development, 100%. But he's gonna get there. Like
Yeah.
it's in his blood. He's like it's just in his blood, and people are gonna hate because they ain't got their dad ain't LeBron James.
Right.
And the thing that's most sad is like it's our people that's hating. I'm like, bro.
But I saw people when he got like when they were talking about nepotism, like in the chats and stuff, people are like, "Who cares? Good for him. He's supposed to put his son."
That's what's
So
supposed to happen.
I've seen a lot of that.
I see nepotism every day I go into work.
I said nepotism. Sorry about that.
I see nepotism every day I go into work, bro. I see nepotism
Right.
when I work in
I don't
public
think anything's
education.
wrong with it.
People hire who they know. That's just what it is. I know your work ethic. I know you from some. I heard a story about you. I'm gonna hire you based off what I know about you. Not every time them interviews is not always fair.
Mm-hmm.
I've sat in interviews where I've seen people get blown out, and then we hire the person that we know.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Let's say we blow up or whatever. In the summer times, he can be little Kingston can be a little intern. He can, I would put him on.
Oh, facts.
The thing, just the fact that he's not.
Women
Now,
and
if he just sucked, then I would have to like fire him. I've had to give him like a warning. I'm like, look, bro, stop playing in my face.
Be put on. That's no problem. I put on the whole family.
Yeah, I'll get.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Get Landon and Kingston on. Yeah, of course. They would be first, obviously. Right. Like looked at, but that's what they wanted to do.
Yeah. But that's how it's supposed to go, man. And then you get your outside help. You gather your other resources, which is cool. But you start with your family first to see who can do it, who can carry the weight, and if you can't, we can move on. But our pool is our family first. That's what we selected from.
It was a couple years ago. When you worked at North, it was a football game, but the seniors came out and they were saying like what they were going to do after high school, like what college and this and that. But there was one girl, she was going to work for the family business, then go to college.
Yep.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
Man, you get that. And I don't want to knock college. I think college is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I think college gives you the opportunity. I think it's still, I know, like social media influencing, gaming, and like there's other sources for like entrepreneurship.
Mm-hmm.
But entrepreneurship is very, very hard.
Very hard.
So in getting and then going to get your degree, I know a lot of people don't always end up working within what degree they get. However, getting that degree helps you not having like that physical laborious job.
Mm-hmm. I know people I hear this about the younger generation. Well, they like to do YouTube and create content and da-da-da. Here's the thing. It is not easy to create. It's very time consuming to create content. Right. And people are creating content at a high level. So for someone to, and you're literally somewhat teaching yourself. There's not a school for this.
No, not at all.
You're teaching yourself. So it's very hard to make money off these. Now, even more so now because it's saturated.
Right. We were talking about that I think Brie and I went on a walk a couple weeks ago. We were talking about there aren't any like conferences where it's like, this is how you do this. This is what you do. Everybody's just trying it every day. When you scroll on TikTok, there's a bunch of random folks on there, bruh, doing random stuff. And then you just wait for that one time for you to go viral. Then 5 times to go viral, 10 times to go viral, just waiting for the moments.
Yeah. And then you got to think of the things that even comes with that. Once you're a person consistently going viral, are you built to take what comes with it? Because the internet turns on you.
Quick.
And if you say one wrong thing, you're canceled.
Quick. They on your head, boy.
On your head. So that's the thing. So can you handle, like, people might say really cruel things to you. Now here's the thing with me. I'm just gonna block it, delete it. I know I am. I don't have to take this in my space.
But the thing what you can do though, go ahead, sorry.
If it's constructive, like an opinion that doesn't align with mine, that's different. That's dialogue. But I'm saying if someone is just being nasty, I'm gonna block you.
Yeah, no, that's facts. They got the it helps though. So like depending on like how nasty it is, you can go back and forth in the comments. So then that boosts up like your impressions and contact points.
Oh, okay. Oh
Yeah.
shoot.
I
Maybe
know a couple of times
turn
there's been
women.
some trolls on Bree stuff, and she's just like, "Yeah, I just talk back to him. Gives me my numbers."
Okay, okay. Let me change my attitude about that. I'll talk back to him. I'll talk a
Get
little
my
ish.
numbers up.
Get my numbers up. You know what? I read, and this is scary because AI is like a big thing. This 14-year-old, I guess it happened in February. He was communicating with a bot.
What?
But the bot was so advanced, it was showing emotional intelligence, where the 14-year-old thought he was talking to a human or someone in a virtual world that he could
Sure.
connect with. So the mom said she saw him basically withdrawing from things, getting depressed, not doing the things he loved. So I guess I don't know how they figured out everything the bot was saying, how they got it, but was like saying, I miss you. There was even
What?
sexual things, yes. And then the 14-year-old goes on to say, like, basically, he was going to unalive himself to be with. And the bot said, yes, please do, my sweet king. And please watch your kids. It's hard. You can't watch it, but please,
He
when you
died by
see,
suicide?
yes,
Oh man. That's tough.
that is really tough. That is scary.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out here now the access to the internet is like so far reaching. Who would have
And
thought like from
I
when
wouldn't,
we
I've
had
never
dial
heard
up?
him.
You remember dial up? Trying to dial up to the internet to now, like literally these devices, bro. We got mini computers in our hands every day. Like they're everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. So yeah, track
I,
it if you can, if you're a parent.
it's yeah, that literally broke my heart. Like, and then I did see some comments. You guys, I don't know why we think we treat teenagers like adults. They said it's not like he was 6, 14, he should know better. He's 14. Do you know 14-year-old brain is not developed? Even this could happen to adults who are lonely or in a
Come on.
bad place.
Come on.
It's the mind. It's the brain is so fragile. You have to protect it.
Come on. And I think that's the thing that people truly like a lot of people forget.
Mm-hmm.
They're still children.
Like,
And then
you know,
sometimes just because their age chronologically, biology, whatever it is 14, 15 years old, they still mentally could be 10.
facts.
Like that, it takes a while for maturity to happen. A long time.
A long time and a lot of
Look at you,
lessons
28.
to be learned.
It
Look at
takes a
who?
long time for maturity to happen. And I still mess up every once in a while.
Me too.
So let's give our kids some
Mhm.
grace. Give some kids some grace. Actually, we really need to be talking to our kids more, is what it is. Put those devices down and set that time to tap in and check on your kids. Because
Mhm.
we get wrapped up in that whirlwind, and these things right here, these devices, they keep us locked in. So like we're not even having conversations or getting to know ourselves or our children anymore because we're wrapped up in everything
Mhm.
else. Take that time to take time. Intentionally though. Intentionally though.
I'm not gonna lie. I need to go on a social media fast. I'm I had to, like, all of a sudden I had a headache. I've been looking at a screen. I have a
All day.
timer, but I be going over that timer.
Yep. See? Yeah.
So
I'm trying to
I
tell you.
even have to get better. It's like it rots your brain. You're inundated with so much information.
Yeah, around your brain. Like I know I think we talked about social media one time, but
And
in the sense of that, there are positive things to it, but there's a lot of negative
Mhm.
things too. So like these algorithms now, the way that they're coming at us, we're catching all things. I think Bree and I were talking about some, and I go, "Oh, cortisol." We were talking about cortisol. Next thing I know, I got cortisol ads on my phone. I'm
Right.
like, or people talking about cortisol. I'm like, really? It's locked in on us, and it
Yeah.
gets us. You ever seen the Social Network?
No, I didn't watch it.
It was on Netflix. Bruh, that documentary was crazy.
I didn't check it out.
And I don't know like how real it is, but I would imagine it's pretty real. But you hire people for that reason to keep people on uh your app, whatever that might be. All
Hmm.
those when those notifications start popping up,
Right.
they trying to get you to lock back in because now they're making more money off you being on their app for a longer period of time. YouTube, what book did I just read or listen to on audio? Oh no, it was an article I read for my leadership class. But YouTube, no, it was a book. I'm tripping. Anywho, YouTube was like trying to get people like one user to be on YouTube for over an hour. And just that one person, they were able to reach 1 million people streaming on YouTube for over an hour
Oh wow.
just on it. I'm like, bruh, people spending that much time on YouTube. I didn't even realize that.
And they don't. And I know there's people who don't think because YouTube isn't Facebook or TikTok or Instagram, you're still on social media.
Right.
It's still feeding you. That's why now they got the shorts. The one thing I noticed, because everything's a sound bite, I have to force myself to listen to something that's long. I noticed that I have like a very short attention span. That is not good. So I had to like, I listened to something today and I had to like actively listen. Like I tend to listen to something, but as they're talking, I'm thinking.
Yeah, I do the same.
I'm like, does my brain shut off? So I had to like,
Well, sometimes when you're listening to it, it triggers something. So now your brain is going other places from listening to it.
100%. Oh, we got a couple comments. Just the key. Yeah, scrolling your phone first thing in the morning on social media is the worst thing you can do for yourself. It's a dopamine rush, and you want your rush from sunrise, not social media. Yes, I have an issue with that too. I will scroll for a little bit before I like get out the bed. It begins to affect your hormones and raise your cortisol in the worst way possible. And yes. So that's my goal. That's what I'm working on. Today I've done good. I had to watch something like, but it was long. And so that was fine. But I didn't scroll today. So
Oh, good job.
I
Comment.
like another thing Bree said is we are so used to multitasking, which again is bad for our cortisol, makes us think we are in fight or flight rather than rest and digest. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, she's been tapping into a lot of that work to get our mind, body, and soul centered.
Yeah, I went yesterday. Okay, it just got too warm here. I didn't go out for a walk on time. It was like 10 something. I did go, but I wanted to go what is it called? Grounding.
Yeah,
I was gonna do it at a park, but I was just trying to get out of there because I was so hot. I gotta go early in the morning.
bruh, you could just go walk outside at your downstairs at your apartment complex.
This doesn't
Go walk
feel.
outside.
I want to be like kind of naturey. Okay, I
Bro,
guess
you
it
can
don't
be
have to be
nature if you want
perfect
to.
of what I need it to be in my head.
Yeah, bruh. Y'all live in the desert, man.
You're a hater.
Go walk in the
Okay,
sand. Y'all got the volleyball net out there. Go walk in the
we
sand.
don't have no volleyball. I
Oh,
moved him. I don't live in the same place.
oh. I forgot.
I have none of that. This is like there's no park. There's like this is a really an adult complex. There is
Oh,
nothing. I don't even know how children. I don't even see children very often
oh,
because what
word.
are they gonna do?
Yeah, I forgot. I forgot you moved. Well, just
Um,
go outside, walk on the cement. That's still one with the earth.
okay.
That's cool.
I'll try it in the morning.
When we would travel on the bus for track, we would just get out and walk barefoot on the cement if we couldn't find grass or if we were stopping at a gas station or something.
Y'all
It all
nasty.
works as long as you're just on the ground. Huh?
I said, y'all nasty, barefooted ass. No, I'm
You
joking.
gotta do what you gotta do.
Right. I'm not scared of dirt. It'll be fine. That's why there's soap and water. It's good for you. Okay. So, are you registered to vote?
I believe so.
You didn't check your status?
How do you check it?
Um, Google. Oh, Shay said, "Don't burn your feet to me." Right. Um, you should. Did you vote? Did you live where you lived in last election? I mean, if you're not registered, I think it's too late. You're slow, Tim.
Bro, we just go up there and my name's always up there.
But did you move since the last
No,
election?
no.
You lived in that same house when Trump was elected or when Biden was elected? You haven't
No,
lived there.
no, it's been 3 years.
Just Google how to check with Iowa, how to see if you're registered. Yeah, we've been registered. Okay, your wife let us know. Jeez,
I'm trying to
Tim.
tell you, bro.
Oh, because I had to re-register because I moved.
Yeah, we've been registered.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's none of my business who you're voting for, but what I will ask is this: what are some issues that are important to you, that matter to you?
So, like on the federal government side, there's not really like truly.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm just being completely honest, there's not like a lot of like federal policy that attracts me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more focused on now the work that I do in state government. I'm more focused on like who our governor is, who our mayor is, who's our
Mm-hmm.
county attorney, who's our attorney general, like in our state. That's the stuff that I'm more worried about. Our judges in our state. Federally, like I said, there hasn't really. I think if I made more money, if Bree and I had like a bunch of businesses, I think there would be more of a, I guess, a care for federal policies as far as like tax rates and tax cuts and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
But just being completely honest, like the president don't really affect, uh, and this is my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
it don't really affect like what's going on in the day to day life for me, other than their face representing the United States.
Got you. I think the things I care about, like even just on, I'm gonna start here in Arizona. It is very all over the United States. Everything's very expensive. Cost of living, food, but the cost of living here is a lot now, and it used to not be. I
Sure.
mean, higher than Iowa, but buying a home is hard. Even
Yeah.
more so hard.
Yeah, that percent
You need like a
that percentage is because I some days like because we talk about moving all the time because when we bought this house, I think our percent is like I think we locked in at 3.7%. Now I think it's like 5 to 6. And I
yes,
don't know if it'll ever get back to like as low as how we got it, which is awesome.
yeah,
But it's also crazy because like inflation is low, like the percentage I think it's like down back to like 2.4 or something like that.
mm-hmm.
But I don't know how you because like even listening to Kamala and Donald talk about it, it's like how do you then make people because we're still buying, we're still consuming
Oh, for sure.
at the higher rates of price, even though inflation, the percentage of inflation is
Mm-hmm.
down for the United States, right? So how do you get those stores to then lower their prices if we're still continuously buying them? Because we have to have food, we have to have these things. I know the
Right,
expense of it is getting higher, but on the flip side, how do we or how do they? Because neither one of them have articulated it. How do they
right.
then like Walmart, okay, you're going to bring your prices down. Target, you're going to bring your prices down. Hy-Vee, you're going to bring grocery stores, you're going to bring your prices down. Cars, you're going to, you know what I'm saying? Like, how does that happen?
Right, because I think it goes deeper than just the store. It's
Right.
being shipped over because they almost went on strike. I forgot, what are they called? The people on the boats that help bring it over, the workers. They didn't, because they got what they wanted. They just needed to pay them and do
Yeah.
whatever the demands were. They did meet those demands.
Right.
Because really, if you don't have them, you can shut this whole ish down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, give them people their money. Stop playing and
Everybody need a little check, you know what I'm saying? A little check.
treat people right. Do what's fair.
But fair is a relative term too.
Okay, but here's the thing. When I was just talking about housing
Mm-hmm.
and food, everyone deserves fair housing. You deserve to have a safe, nice, clean home and to be able to afford it.
No, I agree.
You know?
And I think the key word is the affording. Because
Yes,
again,
because
like how do you go back and check these businesses to lower the price because just because you can't afford it, somebody else can.
right. I
So
know.
we're still gonna get this capacity to be like full because somebody gonna pay this $2,700 for this rent.
Here in Arizona, they tax you. You get taxed on rent. It's not.
What?
So there's a base. I'm gonna use this as an example. You see an apartment. We're gonna say $1,200. And can I tell you something? You can't even get a 2-bedroom really for $1,200 here. It's not gonna happen. But 1,200. Let's say we're gonna use 1,200. But they do a range. When they post it, it'll say a range.
Right.
You go in, they go by market, so it could change. You went this day, you go back a month later, it went up. So okay, we agree on 1,200. This is what you're going to pay for this apartment. Now they're going to add city tax. They're going to add for the complex. They might add like another. It's so many fees. Though you pay 1,200, by the time you pay rent, it's going to be 1,300. You're really going to pay 13.
Dang,
You got
that's
to pay for
crazy.
trash, meaning they do trash pickup at your door.
Right.
You can use it or not use it, but you're paying for it anyway, so you might as well. Oh, you pay electricity, like water and electricity. That's based off of the consumption of the whole complex.
So everybody has to pay.
So it varies. I mean, it's not like a whole lot of money, but those little fees start to add up.
Well, that's what you have to pay for when you got your own house, cuz. We got to pay the city of Altoona for trash and recycling. We got to pay the city of Altoona for utilities, water, electricity. Yeah, so.
But for an apartment,
Yeah,
I'm just saying. That's just. I saw what great time back out, girl. Now.
It almost sounds like that might be better to do it that way than having to go and pay all these other separate bills for those.
That's true. It comes in one bill, like it gets tacked on.
Yeah, that sounds like I almost prefer that, to be real with you, versus trying to open up an account with this place, open an account with this place, open up an account with this place. If the apartment already provides that, and then I just pay that with my rent,
yeah,
it almost sounds a little easier to me. Anyway.
Yeah, and then you have a lot of homelessness here for sure.
Yeah,
the homeless they call it now, houseless. Is that
houseless.
What they call it now?
Yeah, houseless like that. I don't know if we'll ever get that figured out because man. I think the state of Iowa is trying to pass a houseless bill that requires, because this is where I get like iffy about it. Like I understand that we don't want people in the street for various reasons, right? Safety. Safety is number one. But at the same time, if I'm now like locking you up, what help is that giving that individual? Because you're not getting to the root cause of the issue. The person's going to get back out and be houseless again.
Right. Some people will do stuff so they can go to jail.
Right.
So
Facts.
they have a place to, sleep. I can see that in Iowa because it gets cold, really cold there. I don't know what the root.
But I think it all goes back to like the affordable housing because I mean, I think you have outliers it's hard because I don't
Mhm.
the houseless population is just hard because there's so many different variables that are going on inside of some of those folks' heads, right? We don't know them. We have no idea. We just make assumptions and judgments about them. That's all we do. That's not fair, but it happens. So if we were to then create a like affordable housing complex for the houseless, how would we even like set that up? Because there would have to be, I mean, unless it's like a multi-billionaire just buys property for people to live there for free, or there's some kind of low rent situation, but then you can't do that everywhere because on the business side, I mean, you can do it if you have a heart, right? On the business side, I think a lot of times a business gets involved where it's like building this structure now brings the property value down for everything around it based off who lives there.
So we're back to it's
So
about the bottom line money.
Yep. So then it's like, what now? It can go deep.
You're in Seattle, they have a tax there. So people who live in Seattle and they make a certain amount of money, it's called the Seattle Jumpstart Tax. So they're taxed this amount, and that goes into affordable housing.
Oh, word.
And things there, yeah. So you have to make I think it's like 189. I looked up 189,000. You're gonna get in if you live in Seattle.
Right. King County?
Oh, it's Seattle, King County. You would think I would know that. Yeah.
Seattle, Washington. Yeah, King County. That's where I just was.
Yeah. I think another thing that would on the, I guess, federal level that, of course, reproductive rights for sure would be a concern. Even if it doesn't matter if you're still having children or not having children or choose not to have children, it's still important.
Mm-hmm.
I know people have strong stances on, pro-life, pro-choice. I get that. For me, I'm not going to govern somebody else's choice or body. And there's other reasons for those choices too. Not just, I just don't want a baby. Things can happen where there's something wrong with you, something wrong with the baby.
Right.
You are having a miscarriage. And if you live somewhere, they might not be able to do anything for you because of laws. And then you may end up passing away. Right. And it's not going to be a peaceful transition by any means. Right. Those things are scary. I know Iowa is 6 weeks.
Sounds about right.
And of course, but Arizona, I think it's 15. So I think that's the one thing. There's going to be restrictions on IVF. So I think just for me, maybe just governing other people's governing women's bodies, no matter where you stand on it, doesn't really sit well.
Yeah, it's politics is so nasty because why does one care so much about another person's stuff? What does that person's life do that impacts you and you don't even see them ever?
Ever.
You dig what I'm saying?
And are you going to have to live their lives or go through there's not just one thing. Like I told you, there's other reasons that happen. Those things, even if I have a miscarriage and they have to take the rest out, it's still it's an abortion. People have things going on,
Mm-hmm.
It's tough. I don't know. I know people will probably bring up I don't know if they're doing it that much now. I don't know, but I know like back in the day they'd bring up, religion and things. Not everybody practices the same, faith.
Right.
And we all got to answer to our maker.
At some point in time.
Someday.
Yep.
So, but that's the part I just think is just scary and dangerous. It's just governing a woman's body.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's tough. It's scary, and we don't want to go, no matter where you stand on it.
No,
I get
facts.
it.
And
I get it.
and it's all men that are trying to do that.
That's the crazy part. How about
No,
y'all
you
start
can't have
getting?
this. You can't have this choice.
But
Woman.
guess what? Those high up politicians, if they got their, sometimes their hands aren't clean. But I bet you, if something
Sometimes,
happened,
most of the times.
most of the time, yeah, if something happened to their family member or they was doing something they wasn't supposed to be doing, and whatever that was to take care of it, if it was illegal, they pull some strings.
That's why, like, sometimes, depending on like the state representative, once that situation happens to them, they most definitely end up flipping the coin and picking
Oh
towards
yeah.
the other side. It's just up until that point happens to you, then you feel a certain way. It's like you should already feel that way as human nature. Like we're human beings.
It's just not a black and white thing. There's people being violated, raped, like there's things happening. There's just a lot of nuances, but you don't think about it until it happens to your family, right?
Come on.
Also, I think in some place, I don't know which state. I would like to say Alabama. I don't know if that is true. Please correct me, someone. But there's going to be IVF restrictions. Jeez, let these people have their baby. Now, what do you want? Do you want them to have babies or not?
This control stuff is getting out of hand, to be honest with you.
That's why it's dangerous.
Right.
So,
but then that's also like, it's very important to get out for your local elections. Because as it does come down federally, the governor still has to pass it in the state. So, like, how are you voting for your governor of your state? How are you voting for the mayors of your state? How are you voting for your judges, your council, your law council, whether that's the attorney general, the city council, whatever, the supervisor of your county? Like, there's so many local things that we don't think about voting for that are also as equally as important. I would even say it's more of importance to vote locally.
Yeah.
Because that's directly impacting you.
Oh, this Bree, yes. Amber Thurman from Georgia passed away due to the abortion law. Look it up. It's heartbreaking. Yes. Look her. I actually read about her. They basically Amber Thurman, you guys look her up, please. I pose this question because we're talking about some things here and we're all going to have different opinions, right? And what we were talking about earlier, hard stances, strong belief systems.
Yeah.
And that's fine, but can you be in relationship or friendship with someone has vastly different political views?
Absolutely. No problem. I don't have no problem at all with it. I think for quite some time, me and Dev used to clash all the time on politics.
You and who?
All the time. Devin.
Oh, yeah. He's a hardcore Republican, isn't he?
I don't know what he is anymore, but
okay.
In the past, yeah, we would, and then all the time, because you vote based off of your environment and your situation. And I think a lot of times we forget that who people are at their core, they are what their environment has taught them to be. Now, you do have opportunities to learn different things, which is why I think it's very important, in all honesty, to have someone that has opposing opinion than you. I think it's very powerful, beneficial for both of you to have different views on things, because you learn more, you're exposed to more. which is powerful. But yeah, I got several friends that are Republicans. It doesn't bother me at all. Their environment, their situations could be
Right.
different. There's a lot of things that we don't know that's going on inside, and what their reasons are, their value systems are. I'm not going to hold that against them. Now, if you say some ignorant stuff to me, we're gonna most definitely have a conversation about it.
Right.
Especially if we're men of the cloth, you know what I'm saying? Let's be real. You know what being gangster is? Let's sit down and have a conversation about this junk. That's what being gangster is, bro. We ain't about to throw these fists. We ain't bringing no weapons. We about to sit down and have a conversation to see where we coming from. And then that's
Yeah.
where you at. That's where you at. I'm gonna tell you where I'm coming from and why I'm doing what I'm doing. Just give me that, and let's not talk over each other, because I think a lot of passion gets involved when it comes to politics.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk though. Passion, bring the passion. I love the passion, but let's not talk over each other. Let's talk to each other.
I agree. Political. I mean, it depends. I'm not as civilized as you are, or Tim. It depends. There's some. It depends. It just some topics maybe if we're just too far out of a line, and it's a moral issue. No, if it's a moral issue for sure, sometimes maybe I might have a hard time. I wouldn't necessarily end a friendship, but it would have to be pretty. I know the one thing for sure I know, like I probably wouldn't deal with someone is like if it's racial. I already know that. I don't really align on that by any means.
All right.
You know.
No, that's fair.
I think about when you're in a relationship, what are your partner's belief system? You know what I mean? Like, would you date, would you date someone who was like, I don't know, racist? Or would you date or they're a little racist, or they're a little homophobic? Oh, absolutely not. But people do that. My husband's just a little, but I'm not. I'm like, y'all a package.
No, it's in you too.
It's a what?
I said it's in you too somewhere.
Yes, because why would you, when you were dating and they've said something and you thought that was okay? He's a little bit of a womanizer, a little bit of an abuser.
Right. But that's what love does though.
Not enough. Like those are like hard things. Like we're not aligned morally.
Love will do that. It'll make you disguise different things just to stay with a person.
Love is
It'll have you defending
blind.
it'll have you defending those small things that they're doing. Oh, they didn't mean that.
Yes, they did.
That's love though. That's what it does.
Yes. But I like what you said. No, it's a little bit in you too.
Yeah.
With those biases we talk about.
Yeah, we all got implicit bias. We all do. There's no hiding from it. We're imperfect beings.
Oh, for sure.
Now, if you're aware of it, that's one thing. But if you're naive to it and you don't want to be aware of it, that's another.
Y'all, we got to love each other. But yeah, but it's good in friendship, like we're talking in relationships, you got to be aligned, right?
Mm-hmm.
In friendships, I do think too, you got to be a little bit in line. We don't have to think exactly the same way. Like that's no one, even in relationship, you're never going to think exactly the same thing.
No, I just want to grow. So anytime I'm able to get challenged, I love it. Sometimes I don't like it, but it's good for my brain to get challenged.
You're good with opposition.
Crisis manager.
Yeah, I'm growing in that. There's still some growth, but I'm growing it, and then I'm aware of it. Getting down my listening skills or having a bit of understanding. But then I have some hard stops or sometimes you got to have a hard stance. Sometimes you can't ride the middle.
No, but you can agree to disagree.
I can
And
say,
just keep it
yeah,
pushing.
I can agree to disagree. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true. But
just agree
I
to
do
disagree
think
and keep
it's
it pushing.
okay to stand 10 toes down sometimes.
Well,
I'm
no,
gonna
that's
stand
why
10
you
toes
agree to
down.
disagree because it ain't going nowhere. We're at a stalemate. We're not going nowhere. All right, I'm just gonna agree to disagree with you, big dog. You got it.
But I might take it a step further. I don't mess with you. See, I'm not there yet. I'm not there. I'm working on it. It doesn't happen too often, but it has happened.
We'll keep working on it, sis.
I'm gonna keep working on it. Man, this was a good show. There was some good topics we hit.
Mm-hmm.
Just make sure you guys go out and vote. What, November 5th?
Yep,
But
Tuesday.
some of you guys, huh?
Tuesday next or 2 weeks.
Yep. And then some people, you got your absentee ballots, research. What you think is be?
Who's gonna win?
Yeah,
Oh,
prediction.
man, they dragging Kamala, bruh. I feel like it's
Mhm.
there's like two different. It's like two different. I always vote independent, just to be
Yeah.
honest with you. Um, but yeah, it's like it's almost like it feels as though it's like two different like races happening. You got like Donald who ain't really saying much about nothing. Kamala's at least trying to, but they dragging her, bruh.
Did you watch the rally?
Yeah, she's trying to like.
Did you
I
see
think
Beyonce?
I think the
I just love
to me like the best president like I guess of my lifetime was Barack, and I still will stand on that
it. Mhm.
100%. And I don't know if anybody will ever be like that articulate, that like charismatic, the integrity that he held. I don't know if we'll ever see that again, to be
Oh, for
honest with
sure.
you. So, but I think Donald will end up winning.
We shall see.
Yeah, we shall see.
God bless America. God bless America.
God bless America.
America, red, white, and blue. Oh my God, I had fun.
Yeah, me too.
If you guys enjoyed the show, please like, share, hit that notification button. You can also listen, follow, rate our show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We'll drop those links. If you're interested or you know anyone that's interested that wants to be a guest, or you have some topic ideas or things you want us to discuss, you guys can email me at bougiegirl@gmail.com. That's BOOSHEGURL@gmail.com. Um, yeah. Do you have any parting words, brother?
Get out and vote if you want to. Do your research, learn some. Don't just ride the wave because everybody else is doing it. And then also get out for your local elections too, because those equally or greater for your local elections. So do that. Do that. Do that. Do that. Do that.
All right. Well, until next time, peace and blessings.
Peace.